Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Today, just when I thought the coast was clear and I made a wonderful video supporting Tyler Perry, thinking that everything was on the up and up. And then today, child, is never too soon to close your mouth. Tyler Perry is unfortunately being sued by one of his actors for SA. The civil complaint was filed June 13th in Los Angeles Superior Court, and it names Tyler Perry and his productions companies, which is TPS Production Services and Action LLC, and also includes 50 unnamed defendants. Dixon accuses the media mogul of using his industry influence to coerce and sexually exploit him while dangling promises of career advancement in return for compliance. Now, here's what they're saying. This case arises from a sustained pattern of workplace sexual harassment, or SA, I should say, retaliation. The lawsuit states describing Perry as leveraging his power to create a coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic with Dixon. We're going to go ahead and read just a little bit of the civil complaint. If you remember, back in December of 2023, one of Tyler Perry's actors, or a guy who worked with Tyler Perry by the name of Christian Keys, had a similar issue with Tyler Perry. Now, and actually, you know what? Christian Keys never came out and stated specifically who this black billionaire was that was using his power and his connections and, you know, his industry pretty much control to try to get him to do things, sexual things that he didn't want to do. But he never stated who it was. But when you read, I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit of the civil complaint. A lot of it is eerily similar to what Derek Dixon is stating happened to him. So here we go. Let's see. This case arises from a sustained pattern of workplace sexual harassment, assault, and retaliation perpetrated by Tyler Perry, a powerful media mogul, against plaintiff Derek Dixon, a professional actor and screenwriter. Mr. Perry is an American actor, filmmaker, and playwright who has built one of the most successful careers in the film and television industry. Mr. Perry took his success and power and used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic with Mr. Dixon, initially promising him career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in his show, only to subject him to escalating sexual, or SA, I should say, battery and professional retaliation when Mr. Dixon did not reciprocate Mr. Perry's unwanted advances. These events occurred while Dixon was employed as a series regular on the Tyler Perry show, The Oval, and while Mr. Perry had held direct control over his employment, compensation, and creative opportunities. Tyler Perry rose against all odds to become one of the powerful figures in the entertainment industry, yada, yada. We already know that he's done what he's done as far as reaching his career goals. Okay, and it goes on to state, just like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean P. Diddy Combs, Kevin Spacey, Roger Ailes. Oh, they're really putting the names on here, aren't they? And many others in the industry. It's not a laughing matter, though. Mr. Perry's success has led him to believe that money and influence can get him whatever he wants. That belief slowly transformed into the false idea that Mr. Perry can get whomever he wants. There are things in life that money cannot buy. Mr. Perry sought the one thing his wealth and influence could not purchase, a relationship with a man who would remain silent. Perry told Mr. Dixon that his ideal relationship would involve a male sexual partner who could provide for and who would be loyal but emotionally detached. Sounds like, I guess, a sex slave or a sex worker. Perry told Dixon, whoever ends up with me is going to be a happy mother ever. Of course, they say, you know, we don't curse on here, right? In essence, Mr. Perry desired a one-sided coercive dynamic with a subordinate an arrangement devoid of mutual consent or emotional reciprocity. Thus began Perry's calculated pursuit of Mr. Dixon. All right, and it talks about the first time. Okay, this was not Mr. Perry's first instance of sexual exploitation. He has demonstrated a troubling pattern of exploiting vulnerable male actors and employees, leveraging his industry power to create a cycle of hope and dependency. First, he offers aspiring actors the prospect of career-defining opportunities, roles that promise visibility and advancement. Then, once they are in his professional orbit, he uses the weight of his influence to ensnare them, positioning their success as contingent on meeting his demands in a quid pro quo sexual compromise. This pattern of behavior reveals a calculated use of professional power for sexual leverage. Side note, I'm going to pause right there. One thing that I can say about Tyler Perry, and of course all this is alleged because nothing has been convicted, he's not on trial, is that I've never heard a complaint against him from any woman, any female actor. Not to my knowledge. You can write in the comments if you've heard something down below, but it's always like things or rumors that have come out about him, male, like having a homosexual, power dynamic, men. A lot of complaints, a lot of rumors, it's all alleged, thus far, but never rumor about him using his, industry power, his money, his influence against, women. It's always been against men. So let's keep going. Using his influence, Mr. Perry provided vulnerable men with acting positions, roles, show contracts, cars, and money. Once the object of his desire was hooked, Tyler Perry would then put them in fear, losing it all unless they engaged. In Mr. Perry's perverted desire for sexual gratification, Mr. Perry would easily kill off a character in a show of an actor who failed to indulge Perry's sexual fantasies. Oh. All right, now they have some text messages, alleged text messages between Tyler Perry and Dixon. Let's see. Okay, so let's read one of these text messages. In another text message, Perry stated to Dixon, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that in therapy? You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. And actually, that's what it says in the statement. I'm going to read the actual text. So Tyler Perry says, allegedly, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? Yes, it's the exact same kind of car, geometry. I'm not sure what they're talking about. Then Derek replies and says, giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist? That's so cool. Where you came from? Tyler Perry replies, unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that, and it's so sad. You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. So I guess that would be like a little bit of coercion. Like Derek's pretty much, saying he, has faith in whatever he has faith in. And he's like, well, you can still have faith and, let me clap those cheeks. Okay, moving on. Plaintiff carefully navigated a friendly demeanor to prevent the loss of income and opportunity on the one hand, and on the other, a firm boundary against Perry's advances. Often when Mr. Perry started drinking, he would demand more attention from plaintiff and get more aggressive with his flirting. On one occasion, when Mr. Perry was drinking, he started to become extremely annoyed when Mr. Dixon avoided him. Mr. Perry stated that of the 600 people in his phone book, he only wanted to talk to Mr. Dixon. Ugh. That's that whole little bit of a narcissist, like, I want you and only you, everyone I could have, but I want you, you should feel special. Let's see here. All right, moving on. All right, Dixon did his best to tiptoe around Mr. Perry's sexual aggression while keeping on Mr. Perry's good side. Mr. Perry made it clear to Dixon that if Dixon ignored Perry or failed to engage with his sexual innuendos, Dixon's character would die in the next season. Indeed, Dixon's character Dale was shot 4 times in the chest at the end of his first season on the Oval, and Perry always held this over Mr. Dixon's head, implying that Dale would survive if Dixon kept Perry happy. Once Perry recognized the extent of control he had over Mr. Dixon, he escalated this behavior on multiple occasions. Mr. Perry SA'd Mr. Dixon, including one instance where he forcibly pulled off Mr. Dixon's clothing. I wasn't expecting to read that. Groped his buttocks and attempted to force himself on Dixon. Mr. Dixon told a drunken Perry no and attempted to remove Mr. Perry's hands, but Mr. Perry held tightly onto Dixon's wrist. Mr. Dixon was only able to escape after de-escalating the situation by abruptly changing the subject. That's interesting. But okay, I wonder what the subject change was, because wow. Okay. The day after the essay, Mr. Perry called and texted Mr. Dixon relentlessly saying, "Tried you, call me, I really need to talk to you, please call as soon as you can." Finally, when Mr. Dixon answered Tyler Perry's call, Mr. Perry profusely apologized for the essay while blaming it on other things. Perry continued he didn't know why he would do that. Maybe he was self-sabotaging. On the very same call, when he apologized for the essay against Dixon, Perry told Dixon, "And don't worry, we're going to do your show," referring to the pilot that Perry knew Mr. Dixon had desperately wanted to produce. Shortly thereafter, Mr. Dixon got a call from Perry's lawyer saying that Christmas had come early and that Dixon was getting a substantial raise, and the show was greenlit. Perry's attorney explicitly warned Dixon not to tell any other actor on the show about Dixon's raise because no other actors were getting a raise, only Dixon. I guess you could allegedly say buying silence. Buying silence. Perry kept telling Dixon that he was very sorry and the harassment would not happen again. However, the harassment and assaults continued. Mr. Perry would also try to deflect the blame for the essay by saying that Dixon didn't have a strong enough no. So that's alleged victim blaming, right? Like, well, you really didn't say a hard no. You really didn't tell me no. I didn't feel like it was a serious no. It was a joking no, right? Perry told Dixon that you have to be able to say no to propositions for sex and mean it and make it clear. So I guess no has to, I thought no was a sentence with the period at the end. All right, so Dixon did not know how to answer without facing retaliations, cancellation of his production contact, or perhaps being killed off the show. So instead, Dixon made a joke out of the situation, saying that I'll only say yes to sex if it gets me an Oscar. In response, Tyler Perry stated, "The only one who could have gotten that Oscar for you through sex is in prison. So just stick to the no unless you are really into him." The only one who could have gotten that Oscar for you through sex is in prison. I wonder who he's talking about there. So anyway, so we're going to wrap that up. I'm not going to read the entire complaint. It's pretty lengthy. I'll post a link in the description in case you want to. But yeah, I just thought that was just, here we go again, you know. And I guess, is Tyler Perry going to be next on the chopping block? I mean, you know, first we had Cosby, then Weinstein, then, what was it? Diddy, and now, well, I guess before Diddy and then Jay-Z, but of course Jay-Z did away with that whole Tony Busby, you know, crap of claim, I guess you could say, or complaint. But now Tyler Perry. So we're going to follow this and see where it goes. Thanks so much for watching.